Have a good day, student. My name is Mayuri Karya. I hope you all are well at your home. Today we will see the quick recap of Chapter 2, Standard-8 Social Science Ncert book. The book name is Our Past-3 Part 1. In this we have completed already Chapter 2, From Trade to Territory, the company has stabilized power. In this first we will see the mind map. In this first point, East India Company come east, okay. So in 1600, Royal Charter granted to East India Company the sole right to trade with the East. Second point, the company bought goods at cheap rate and sold them at higher price in the Europe. Things like cotton and silk, cloth and spices were in the great demand in the Europe. Next point, East India Company began trade in Bengal. In 1651, the first English factory was set up on the back of the river Hooghly. First factory the people have been set up in Surat, and later on that has been shifted in Mumbai, and after that they have set up a factory on the back of the river Hooghly. Aurangzeb granted the right to trade duty free. Okay, Aurangzeb issued a firman to do the trade duty free. The company demanded for more concession and manipulate the existing privileges. Okay, so to means Nawab means companies demanding more and more concession and more privileges. Next point, how did trade lead to the battle? After Aurangzeb's death, the Bengal Nawab asserted their power and autonomy. Means when the Aurangzeb was there, all the Nawab were under the Mughal Emperor, but as means Aurangzeb's death is there, means most of the all regional Nawab become the independent Nawab. Okay. Next point, Nawab refused to grant the company concession. Next, the Battle of Plassey. On 23rd June 1757, the Battle of Plassey was fought and was the first major victory of English. Alivardi Khan died in 1756 and Siraj-ud-Dawla became Nawab. Siraj-ud-Dawla's commander Mir Jafar conspired against him. Okay, so he has been betrayed to his own king. Mir Jafar has betrayed to his own king. Mir Jafar was promised to be made Nawab after crushing Siraj-ud-Dawla. Battle of Buxar. After the defeat at Plassey, Siraj-ud-Dawla was assigned and Mir Jafar was made Nawab. Mir Jafar was puppet in Britishers' hand. In 1764, the Battle of Buxar was fought between Britishers and Mir Qasim. Okay, so first means Mir Jafar has been Nawab, means made as a Nawab. After means company is thinking that this puppet Nawab is not that much helpful. They people are means appointing Mir Qasim as a Nawab. Mir Qasim also is not that much useful to the means Britishers. So again the people are reinstalled Mir Jafar as a Nawab, and Mir Qasim has been dethroned. So somehow Mir Qasim is feeling means insulted. So he fought the Battle of Buxar, okay, against Britishers. In 1764, Mir Jafar died. In 1765, Mughal Emperor appointed the company as the Diwan of Bengal. Okay, so the people got the Diwani right of Bengal, Bihar and Odisha. Now company officials become Nawab. In 1794, Robert Clive was appointed governor of Bengal. Nawabs as anglized version of the Indian word of Nawab. Okay, Nawab. The people are pronouncing that Nawab. Next, Tipu Sultan, the Tiger of Mysore. So in this, the Sultan was the son of the Hyder Ali, ruler of Mysore. He ruled from 1782 to 1799. Four wars fought between the Britishers and Mysore. That means that Anglo-Mysore War it is being called. That is 1767 to 1769, 1780 to 1784, 1790 to 1792, and 1799. Now 1767 to 1769 that battle has been fought by his father Hyder Ali, and 1780 to 1784 in second war in between Hyder Ali is being died. So in 1782 to 1784 that has been fought by the Tipu Sultan. In 1799, Britishers won the Battle of Seringapatam against Mysore. Okay, the Tipu Sultan was killed in that battle. So this one is the quick recap of the chapter. Let's see the important notes of the chapter 2. Chapter 2, From Trade to Territory. Revision note. Aurangzeb was the last powerful Mughal ruler. After the death of Aurangzeb, the latter ruler proved to be inefficient and foreign powers got opportunity to establish their rule in India. East India Company comes east. Okay. In 1600, Royal Charter granted to East India Company, granting the sole right to the trade with the East. East India Company bought goods at the cheap price and sold them at the higher price in the Europe. Cotton and silk produce in India had a big market in Europe. Paper, cloves, cardamom, and cinnamon were in great demand. East India Company and its officials accumulated wealth by the trade of India and caught attention of other European powers. English East India Company had to compete with other European companies such as French, Dutch, and Portuguese. Seventh one, because of the power of naval force, British won over the European power and become the champion of struggle of monotony of trade. Now next, East India Company began trade in Bengal. In 1651, the first English factory was set up on the back of the river Hooghly, and first English factory was opened up at Surat in 1608. Second point, Aurangzeb issued a farman granting the company the right to trade duty free. Third one, the company tried to press more concession and manipulate existing privileges. Fourth one, for trading purpose, the passes were issued to company officials, but they missed them passes for private trade and accumulate wealth on the name of company. Fifth one, soon because of private trade, company suffered and went into loss. To cure this anomaly, British government made strict rules. How did trade lead to battle? After the death of Aurangzeb, the Bengal Nawab asserted their powers and autonomy. The Nawab of Bengal refused to grant the company concession as it is making the revenue of Bengal trade less profitable. Third one, the British wanted the duty to be abolished, but Bengal Nawab refused. Okay, so means company is continuously demanding for the means more and more privileges. Okay, so Nawab of Bengal refused to give the concession and making revenue of Bengal because making the revenue of Bengal profitable. Okay, so British officials know the condition of administration in Bengal and tried their autonomy by use of force. Okay, so means they were ready to fight with the Nawab of Bengal. The Battle of Plassey, we have seen that means Sirajuddaula is telling that to pay the revenue regularly and to stop the fortification. Okay, in chapter, but company is not means being ready, and so they people have to become in the battle of Plassey. Okay, so the battle of Plassey, as a result of Daniel of trading rights on 23rd June 1757, Battle of Plassey was fought, and it was the first major victory of English in India. Okay, so means companies means somehow betrayed the Sirajuddaulah and means take in confidence Sirajuddaullah's commander Mir Jafar, Raidurla, Amit, and many people are taking in their control or they in their means confidence. Okay, so somehow Sirajuddaulah is being betrayed, and by the betrayal he is being killed in the Battle of Plassey. Oliver the Khan died in 1756 and Sirajuddaulah became the Nawab of Bengal. In 1757, Robert Clive led the company's army against Sirajuddaulah at Plassey. Main reason for defeat of the Nawab was that the force led by the Mir Jafar, one of Sirajuddaullah's commander, betrayed Sirajuddaulah and never fought the battle. Means his company has taken this person in their confidence and betrayed to Sirajuddaulah. So and they means their own person is betrayed Sirajuddaulah and killed in his own palace. They have never fought the battle. Mir Jafar was promised by Clive to meet Nawab after crushing Sirajuddaulah. As per the deal, Mir Jafar became the Nawab of Bengal after the defeat and death of Sirajuddaulah. But he was the nominal head of the Bengal, and actual power remained in the hands of the British. Battle of Buxar. After the defeat at Plassey, Sirajuddaulah was assassinated and Mir Jafar was made the Nawab. Mir Jafar was just a puppet in the hands of the British. Third one, in 1764, the Battle of Buxar was fought between Britishers and Mir Qasim, when Mir Qasim denied the privileges given to the British. After the Battle of Plassey, Mir Jafar has been Nawab of Bengal. But soon means companies realizing that this puppet Nawab is not that much helpful, means whatever they want and whatever the privileges they want. Okay, so what the people are doing means the people are dethroned the Mir Jafar, and on behalf of him, his own means daughter's husband Mir Qasim is assigning as a Nawab of Bengal. But Mir Qasim was also means ambitious king, so British officials now feeling that this puppet Nawab is also not that much helpful, so they dethroned the Mir Qasim and reinstalled the Mir Jafar as a Nawab. So Mir Qasim is means feeling somehow insulted. Okay, so Mir Qasim abolished the trade duty for everyone and transferred his capital from Murshidabad to Munger, but this was against the interest of British and they declared war. In this war, Mir Qasim, the Nawab of Bengal, Sujauddaulah means for the help he is taking the help of the another two Nawab, means that is the Delhi Sultan Shah Alam I and Awadh Nawab means Sujauddaulah. Okay, the Nawab of Awadh and Shah Alam, the Mughal king fought against British, and British force were led by Hector Munro. Okay, so means these three Nawab has means attacked simultaneously against company, and at that time means Hector Munro came on behalf of company to fight this battle. In this battle, British become victorious and they decided to control the territory by their own. Now means the people thought that we have to take the control in our hand. Now next, company officials become Nawab. In 1764, Robert Clive was appointed governor of Bengal. Second, Nawab as an English version of the Indian word Nawab, as British were leading a lavish life similar to the Nawab, and everyone was on the mercy of British. Okay, so they means Nawab is the means Indian word. The people English version means English word of the Nawab is Nababs. Okay. Company rule expands. Now company is expanding its own rule. The process of annexation of Indian state by the East India Company from 1757 to 1857 brought forth some key aspect, like the company rarely launched a direct military attack on the unknown territory. After the Battle of Buxar, the company appointed resident in Indian state. The company forced the state into a subsidiary alliance, and the king had to be put an army of British. In the case of non-payment to army, the Nawab or the king had to give some part of its territory. The Nawab of Awadh and the Nizam of Hyderabad were forced to cede territories and accept the subsidiary alliance. Okay, so to means increase the company territory, they have means declared many policies. In that means first one, the policy was the subsidiary alliance, then doctrine lapse. Okay, these are the some policies. This by this means the people expand the territory of British. Tipu Sultan, the Tiger of Mysore. Tipu Sultan was the son of Hyder Ali, ruler of Mysore. Tipu Sultan ruled Mysore from 1782 to 1799. Tipu Sultan took the help of French to modernize his army and sent foreign delegates to gather the foreign help against British. Four wars were fought between Britishers and Mysore and were known as Anglo-Mysore War. Okay, 1767 to 1769, 1780 to 84, 1790 to 92, and 1799. First two war has been fought by the Hyder Ali. In second war means in between the war Hyder Ali is being died. So means his son Tipu Sultan is continued the war. In 1782 Hyder Ali is being died. So from 1782 to 84 Tipu Sultan is continuing the second war. In 1799 the Britishers won the Battle of Seringamapatnam against Mysore. Tipu Sultan was killed defending his capital, Seringamapatnam. Here in south means Britishers means fought with the Tipu Sultan, and in eastern part of the India the people have to be fought with the Marathas. Okay, so they have to fight the Anglo-Maratha wars also. After the defeat of Maratha in Battle of Panipat in 1761, they get divided in various small dynasties such as Scindia, Holkar, Gaikwad and Bhosle. There were three wars were fought between Marathas and British in 1782, 1803 to 85, 1817 to 19. The third war was the devised war, and after this Peshwa was deposed and sent to the northern India on the pension. Now the company had control over the south of Vindhyas. Okay. Next point, claim of paramountcy. Claim to paramountcy. The British were providing themselves as the best power across the Indian. This enhanced their desire to rule over as British were providing themselves as the best power across the India. This enhanced their desire to rule whole territories, and they started direct conquest under Lord Hastings 1830 to 23. British also wanted to secure northwest front of their empire in India. For this, they fought war with Afghan and Punjab and finally won over its territories in 1843 and 1849 respectively. Now, doctrine lapse. Paramountcy means Britishers are the supreme person and Nawab has to be follow them. Okay. Next policy, doctrine lapse. Under the region of Lord Dalhousie 1848 to 56, the adopted policy of lapse. According to this policy, the rulers who does not have any legal heir could not pass on their property to the adopt son, and it would be taken over by British. Satara 1848, Sambalpur 1850, Jhansi 1854 annexed by this policy. Administration under British. In 1773, Warren Hastings became the Governor General of Bengal and controlled the governors of other presidencies of Madras and Bombay. Separate civil and criminal courts were set up under the supervision of collector. Okay, so now administration has been set up in a good way, or we can say British way. New setup of laws were compiled by the muftis and brahmins for the regional interpretation. Okay, so Warren Hastings has established the law and rules and regulations. He has established civil laws, and he started collectorate system in India. Okay, so we are completing our chapter here. I hope you people like this. Thank you so much.